On the 23rd of August 1999, a tragic incident would occur at Kings Dominion Amusement Park in Virginia, which would claim the life of a 20-year-old man. Timothy Fan was part of a tour group visiting the park when they boarded the Shockwave, a stand-up roller coaster renowned for its speed, sharp turns, and distinct two loops. As the ride began its ascent, witnesses reported that Timothy appeared visibly nervous. As the coaster climbed higher, he allegedly began fidgeting with his restraints. At some point, he managed to free one of his arms from the safety harness, possibly in a desperate attempt to escape the secure setup. It's important to note that the Shockwave reaches speeds of up to 90 km an hour, or around 55 miles an hour, and during one of its high-speed maneuvers, Timothy was violently ejected from the ride. He sustained a traumatic head injury upon impact, falling over 40 feet vertically. Paramedics arrived quickly, but sadly Timothy died at the scene. An investigation into the incident followed, with the ride being thoroughly inspected. Officials concluded that there were no mechanical malfunctions or failures in the coaster's design or operations. The harness was still firmly secured at the ride's conclusion. The tragedy was ultimately attributed to the rider's failure to follow proper safety instructions. This devastating incident serves as a sobering reminder of the importance of adhering to safety guidelines on amusement parks. Even a momentary lapse can have catastrophic consequences. The question is raised, however, why Timothy freed one of his arms, and still remains a mystery and a hot topic to this day. It's impossible to know for certain, but there are many possibilities. He may have been extremely uneasy in attempting to adjust his position or free himself from the confinements of his restraints. He also might have been trying to raise his arms to get a more thrilling experience, as some riders do. The ride opened just 3 days later. On the 25th of October 2016, 4 people would tragically lose their lives in what was assumed to be one of the safest rides in Dreamworld Australia. These attractions bring joy and excitement to millions of visitors each year. Yet, like all holiday destinations, there is always an inherent risk of injury or worse, loss of life. Dreamworld is situated in the heart of the Gold Coast and is Australia's largest theme park. It's a beloved destination for families and tourists, drawing millions of visitors annually. The park's wide appeal lies in its variety of activities, catering for thrill seekers and those looking for a more relaxed experience. The Thunder Rapid ride was considered a safe, family-friendly attraction. It offered the thrill of a whitewater rafting experience without the dangers of a real river. The ride accommodated up to 6 passengers in circular rafts which floated along a winding artificial river with both slow and fast-moving rapids. Unlike roller coasters, which rely on a fixed track, the raft was free to rotate and splash unpredictably, adding an element of fun for families. The only fixed component of the ride was its conveyor belt that lifted rafts up to the start of the ride. To keep the water circulating smoothly, 2 powerful pumps were installed. These pumps were critical to the ride's operation, ensuring that the raft could move freely along the course. However, on the 25th of October 2016, a pump failure would set off a chain of events that would be known as Australia's worst theme park incident. At approximately 2 p.m, one of the ride's water pumps would fail, causing the water level to drop significantly. This left a single raft exposed. Ordinarily, the continuous flow of water would have kept rafts moving safely through the course. Just 1 minute later, another raft carrying 6 passengers ascended the conveyor belt. Without sufficient water to cushion its approach, the moving raft collided with the stranded one. The impact caused the raft to lift dangerously while the other one became trapped into the conveyor belts. Conveyor belts operate on a motorised pulley and are designed to keep moving unless manually stopped. Tragically, the mechanism crushed and trapped 4 people on the ride. Fortunately, a young girl and another young child managed to escape by clinging to the top of the raft. Among those who died in this tragic incident was 35-year-old Luke Dorset, who heroically saved his niece from falling into the machinery. His bravery has been recognised as an extraordinary act of selflessness. The Thunder River Rapids disaster sent shockwaves across Australia. In the aftermath, the Queensland investigations revealed significant failures in Dreamworld's safety protocols, maintenance procedures and staff training. These shortcomings contributed directly to the tragedy. In 2020, Dreamworld's parent company, Ardent Leisure, faced 3 charges under workplace health and safety laws. The company pleaded guilty and was fined over $3.5 million, the largest penalty in Australian history for a workplace safety breach. An additional $5 million in settlements were paid to the victims' families, first responders and witnesses. Families share their heartbreaks in court, painting a vivid picture of the pain and loss caused by the incident. The Thunder River Rapids was permanently dismantled, and in its place, a memorial garden was created to honour its victims. The ride's tragedy remains a stark reminder of the importance of stringent safety measures in theme parks. For the families of those who lost their lives, no apology or compensation could undo that heartbreak. A tragic incident shocked another Six Flags amusement park in 2008, except this time in Georgia, leaving visitors and staff grappling with the unthinkable. A 17-year-old boy lost his life in a horrific event involving the Batman roller coaster. This roller coaster is inverted, which means that instead of being strapped to a train, you hang with your legs dangling below. As the story goes, a teenager and his friend climbed not one, but 2 6-foot fences, bypassing multiple safety warnings stating that the area was off limits and dangerous. Witnesses claim that the boy entered the restricted zone to retrieve a lost hat, while other rumours indicate that the teen was simply trying to grab someone's foot or trying to grab someone out of curiosity. As the ride approached at full speeds reaching up to 50 miles an hour or 90 kilometers an hour, he was struck and decapitated. Emergency personnel arrived quickly, but there was nothing they could do. The traumatic injuries were fatal on impact and the boy died at the scene. This wasn't the first time an incident like this has occurred. In 2002, a 58-year-old groundskeeper was killed after being struck by the leg of a passenger while working in the restricted area. The ride was deemed safe for passengers after an investigation. This incident also came a year after another shocking event at Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom, where a 13-year-old girl's legs was severed where cables snapped on the Superman Tower of Power ride. While these events are unrelated, they reignited concerns about the safety of amusement parks worldwide. Following the incident, the Batman roller coaster was closed for a day out of respect for the victim's family. The park issued a statement emphasising the importance of following safety rules and staying out of restricted areas. But the question remains, why would someone take such a risk? Some speculate that the teen acted on impulse, desperate to retrieve a lost hat, while others were not so sure and couldn't fully grasp the danger of entering a restricted zone. Was it the motive of the teenage recklessness, or is it simple misunderstanding of the risks involved?